What if I told you that two ordinary people, just going about their daily lives, stumbled upon discoveries that would rewrite paleontology textbooks? Today, we're diving into two absolutely mind-blowing fossil finds that left scientists speechless and changed our understanding of prehistoric life forever. But before we uncover these incredible stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Picture this. It's March 2011 in Alberta, Canada. Sean Funk, a seasoned heavy equipment operator with 12 years of experience, is working his usual shift at the Suncor Millennium Mine. He's seen it all: buried trash, old machinery, even the occasional treasure. But nothing could have prepared him for what was about to happen. Funk was operating his excavator, carving through the oil-soaked earth, when suddenly, crack! His machine hit something hard, something that definitely wasn't supposed to be there. Getting out to investigate, Funk noticed chunks of unusual rock scattered around his dig site. Something about these pieces didn't look right. They had an odd texture, almost like... Wait, was that a pattern? Peering into the massive hole he'd created, Funk's heart started pounding. There, embedded in the ancient rock, was what looked like the outline of something incredible. A crack was spreading across a massive boulder, and inside was something that had been hidden for over 100 million years. Funk knew he couldn't handle this alone. He immediately called for backup. A team arrived with cranes and support equipment, carefully extracting the enormous rock from the earth. Everyone held their breath as the crane lifted the boulder. Then it happened. As they set the rock down, the pressure caused it to split completely in half. What they saw inside left everyone speechless. It was a dinosaur. But not just any dinosaur. This was a perfectly preserved armored herbivore, fossilized from snout to tail. The Royal Tyrrell Museum's paleontology team rushed to the scene, their eyes wide with disbelief. What Funk had discovered was a nodosaur, a heavily armored plant-eating dinosaur that lived 112 million years ago. But here's the incredible part. This wasn't just bones. The fossil still had skin, armor plating, and even remnants of its last meal in its stomach. Scientists believe this unlucky dinosaur was caught in a massive flood, swept out to sea, and then buried so quickly that it became perfectly mummified. The preservation was so remarkable that they could use modern CT scans to see inside its body, something that's virtually impossible with most fossils. After 6 years of careful preparation, the 2,500-pound fossil went on display at the Royal Tyrrell Museum, where it continues to amaze visitors and teach scientists new things about prehistoric life. But Sean Funk wasn't the only person destined for an incredible discovery. Half a world away, in Argentina, another ordinary day was about to become extraordinary. Christmas Day, 2015. Jose Antonio Nieves, a farmer in Buenos Aires, decided to take a peaceful walk around his new property with his dog. The sun was shining, and Jose was exploring the acres of land he'd never fully investigated, including the riverbank that ran through his backyard. As they walked along the muddy water's edge, something caught Jose's eye. There, wedged into the riverbank, was what looked like a massive black egg. But wait, this thing was huge, 3 feet wide. Way too big to be any kind of egg. Jose's curiosity got the better of him. He started digging, trying to free this mysterious object from the muddy bank. 15 minutes later, covered in sweat and mud, he realized this was a 2-person job. When he called his wife and told her he'd found what looked like a dinosaur egg, she laughed, thinking it was a joke. But when she arrived at the riverbank, her laughter quickly turned to amazement. Even working together, the couple couldn't budge the massive object. Jose made a decision that would change everything. He called 911. At first, the police thought it was a prank call, but Jose's persistence paid off, and soon officers arrived at the scene. Word spread quickly through the small town of Carlos Begazzini, and hundreds of curious residents gathered to see this mysterious discovery. That's when Jose's dog started acting strange. The animal began barking and growling near where the object was found, clearly agitated by something the humans couldn't detect. Local archaeologists were called in to examine the find. After hours of careful excavation in the sticky mud under the blazing sun, they finally freed the two-ton object and transported it to their laboratory. The results were stunning. This wasn't a rock, an egg, or anything extraterrestrial. It was the shell of a glyptodon, a massive armored mammal that lived over 10,000 years ago in South America. Picture an animal the size and weight of a Volkswagen Beetle, covered in a thick protective shell. Glyptodonts were incredible creatures that roamed South America for millions of years, and this was one of the most well-preserved shells ever discovered. Now, some experts questioned whether this discovery was genuine, wondering how the shell could be preserved so perfectly. But scientific Professor Leiser confirmed that the shell was absolutely authentic, bearing all the characteristics of a genuine Glyptodon fossil. Here's what makes this discovery even more mysterious. Scientists noticed that the shell had unusual damage patterns. The holes didn't look like they came from natural causes or predator attacks. This suggests the damage might have occurred much more recently, adding another layer of intrigue to an already incredible find. While this shell belonged to a juvenile Glyptodon, fully grown adults could reach up to 11 feet in length. These creatures were like living tanks, perfectly adapted to survive in prehistoric South America. Both Sean Funk and Jose Antonio Nieves were just ordinary people going about their daily lives. Neither expected to make discoveries that would end up in museums and scientific journals around the world. These stories remind us that incredible discoveries are still out there, waiting to be found. Sometimes the most important scientific breakthroughs come not from expeditions or research teams, but from everyday people who notice something unusual and have the curiosity to investigate. The nodosaur from Alberta continues to provide new insights into dinosaur biology and preservation, while the Glyptodon shell from Argentina helps us understand the incredible diversity of prehistoric mammals in South America. What would you do if you stumbled upon something this incredible? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories of discovery and adventure. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible fossil finds, check out our next video where we explore even more mind-blowing paleontological discoveries that changed everything we thought we knew about prehistoric life.